Hey there, beautiful souls. Reverend Jess Intuitive Angel Healer here with Spoken Like an Angel, where my prophetic words are meant to stimulate so you can raise your vibe and elevate. Thank you so much for being here today. Today we have a specific message from Spirit that is for my Indigo children out there. My last message I put out was from a grandmother in Spirit that was confirming you're a healer. If you saw that last video, then you know what I'm talking about. If not, go check it out. But this message goes along with that message because your grandmother came in spirit to confirm that you have healing powers and that you're a confirmed healer. And this message is all about the Indigo children. I actually wrote a article on this on my Medium account that indicates exactly what an Indigo child is. So you can go click on the link in my bio if you want to know more of what an Indigo child is. But Indigo children aren't children anymore. We're in our 40s, we're in our 50s. I think the oldest Indigo child came out in like the 1960s, like 50s. They're just more prevalent. They came out in the 80s and the 70s. And Lee Carroll wrote a book about what an Indigo child is, but basically we're like Robin Hood. We make the wrongs right. We come in and we seek justice for the ones that we're the voice for the voiceless. We help people that are victims of unfairness. So we come in and we help set the record straight. That's what Spirit has been having you do. You've been through a bunch of trial and error, and the message is trust your intuition. And this actually came out upside down, which means that you're not listening to your intuition. And this one came out to higher consciousness, and it came out upside down, which means that right now it's really important to listen to your higher self. So it means stepping out of your comfort zone. That's when you know you're doing it right. If you feel nervous but you feel like it's the right thing to do, that's the way that you should go right now. Staying in your comfort zone is just going to get you in another karmic lesson, because Spirit's having you go through all these trials and tribulations right now because you're about to step into a new reality that you've been manifesting for at least the past 7 years, is what I'm hearing. 5 to 7 years for some of you, even longer. But there's some Indigo children out there right now that have been manifesting this, have been going through a lot of trials and tribulations, and Spirit's about to come through because you're about to be in alignment, because you can't manifest things and bring them into fruition if you're not in alignment with them. So it's not that you haven't been doing the work, it's that you haven't been in alignment. It's interesting. I just saw 420 and they were showing me that's one of your arch nemesis that you've been dealing with. I feel like for some of you, this is a family member. This is somebody definitely in your close circle. And she's a 420 queen, a ganja queen. She's actually a Leo too. And they're showing me Kylie Jenner, and they're showing me sibling pact. So if you know anything about the Kardashians, they brought up Kylie Jenner because the Kardashians are a pretty tight-knit pack. So no matter if one sister does something the other sister doesn't approve of, at the end of the day, they all have a sibling pact. They're all going to have each other's backs. Well, that's what you've been dealing with, is somebody who's been trying to destiny swap with you, who's been holding a lot of things, a lot of information that you need. This Leo has been trying to be the center of attention, and every time you get a little attention, she goes back up there and tries to just take it back, because Leos that are in their shadow side are needy and they need attention, and if you don't give it to them, they become very toxic. So I've seen that there's always a good and bad side to every sign, but I've seen some very dark Leos in my life that were not in their higher consciousness and petty, very, very petty. So let me know if that resonates with you, because you've been dealing with this person and they had a sibling pact. And it also has to do, because they show me tall, dark, and handsome. So it has something to do for those of you who are trying to figure out your DNA route and who you really are connected to by DNA. Who's your real parents? Who's your real mom? Who's your real? Some of you, you've been lied to of who your real father is, because basically your mom went and cheated, or it's two scenarios. Either your mom went and cheated and went and had you by another person that she hooked up with, or that this person went and hooked up with somebody, and it was back in the day when unplanned pregnancy was a big deal, so they hid it and you got adopted by another family member. They passed you off as their sister's kid. I feel like that's one of the messages here. There's a couple of messages, so it's either one of those scenarios. They're also showing me an Aquarius has a lot to do with this, and Aquarius is in the 11th house. It's all about community, but the dark side of it is about rebellion, eccentricity, and upheaval, and it's connected to the planet Uranus. So they're showing me the dates are January 20th to February 2018. Those are significant, but any of those dates, that's an Aquarius. Number 17 is definitely connected to it. And this person likes to debate. They always feel like they're right, and they make a lot of broken promises, a lot of anarchy. They're not living in their positive side, because they're living in their shadow side, because Aquarius that are connected to their higher consciousness are natural born leaders, and they're visionaries and honest communicators. This person is not, because they teamed up with this toxic Leo, and now they just believe their own lies. So they're also showing me something significant happened maybe when you were a baby to 10 years old, or you have a baby to 10 years old. So the generation alpha is 2013 to 2025. So you have to take that as it resonates, but ultimately you're about to get some information on this. And they're showing me Jewish and Scottish connections and the East Coast. And this tall, dark, and handsome man was in the military. They're showing me platoon sergeant or staff sergeant. I feel like they went and had some fun, and then you're a product of that fun, and they had to hide it. And if that's not your story, then it's they hit a baby. Either way, so you're gonna find this out. There's some information, because everything that was done in the dark is coming to light. Tomorrow is 808. 8 is a number of forward movement. It's also a number of karmic balance and personal power, and a number of abundance. And when you turn the 8 on the side, it's a infinity symbol. So energy flows continuously. It has to flow in and flow out. That's the number 8 does. So tomorrow is a very powerful day for manifesting. I'm probably going to do a video just specifically for 808 tomorrow to get more into detail. But for those of you who have been working on your shadow side and really clearing it out, especially if you're an indigo child, you're about to have some stuff. You're bringing forth things that you've been manifesting, because now it's divine timing, because it wasn't divine timing before, because you weren't healed enough. And if God would have blessed you with what you were supposed to be getting now a few years ago, you would have just had takers take it from you and manipulate you out of it, because you've had these narcissists in the shadows tripping you up. You're walking and tripping, and you're like, how did I trip? And it's because their foot was out there. They just pulled it back, so you haven't been able to see it. And they've been connecting with convicts, because they're showing me a con man and a felon, and they keep showing me this parole officer. I've seen a parole officer and a prison guard. So I feel like that's who they've been working with over the years, or they worked with at some point to come up with this big scheme against you. They're also showing me native indigenous roots. I feel like you might also have indigenous roots, and that was also the big thing, because they were either Scottish or Jewish. And I keep seeing Cubano too. So, and Puerto Rican. So back in the day, that was a big deal for interracial couples like that. That was also a reason why that this was kept on the hush. And see how that dark came to light? That's what's going to happen. That was just crazy because I just noticed all of a sudden the light came out. So see how this light all of a sudden just came out? That's what's happening, is that you're about to get some light shed on this. That was just a crazy confirmation because when I started this, it was covered. I wasn't in direct sunlight and I just saw 1313. So that was just a crazy confirmation that you're about to have karmic justice come through because you've been having a lot of Decepticons trying to hurt you. And just, if you've ever watched Transformers, a lot of these people are Transformers. And I'm hearing that song from the Eagles. Welcome to the Hotel California, but you can never leave. It's a journey from innocence to experience. I'm hearing self-made traps of greed, narcissism, and it actually is connected to the music business and drug addiction. So I feel like you might have an ancestor out there that you weren't aware of that's in the music business. And I'm seeing small towns in Texas and Tennessee and Kentucky. They're telling me like small towns. So it's like you, just because they grew up in a small town, now they're big. And I've learned that a lot of times when you make it big, back in the day, especially in like the 30s, all the movie stars and stuff, they made up their whole background. So like Norma Jean, they made up her whole background. That's Marilyn Monroe, because her mom was born in Mexico. So it's kind of crazy if you learn that they made up a whole backstory for all these famous people so that they could get more eyes on them. Go watch some biographies on the old Hollywood, the golden era. They did all kinds of craziness, and one lady was even, I forgot her name, but she was African American and nobody knew it. She came out first as a white person and then she came out as a Latina. So everybody thought she was Mexican and she was actually an African American. So it's crazy, all the cover-ups and lies that people did back in the day. They're also showing me a toxic couple, a Cancer and a Taurus, are part of this that you're going to find out. I'm hearing the Taurus uses emotional blackmail and is ruled by Venus, and Cancer is ruled by Moon and emotions. And Taurus needs to have it their way, and the Cancer responds by sulking. So, and both are known for holding grudges. So definitely let me know if that resonates. They're showing me 3 days to 3 months. You're going to be getting some kind of text or phone call regarding the situation, and that's the number 8. Everything's in movement. They're showing me your dad had severe addiction issues. It's confirmation. So you've had a lot of lies given to you, and you're about to get the truth. The truth is coming out. And they're showing me the karmic law number 8, which is the law of giving and hospitality. And that means your behavior should match your thoughts and actions. So ultimately, as above, so below. That's also the number 8. So you've been giving out a lot of good, and you're going to reap what you sow, and all the people that have been doing bad are going to reap what they sow. So it's important to listen to your higher conscious right now. Don't go against your intuition. And it's important to get in a playful energy. And see, I just saw 1808. And I was just saying 808. That number is very significant. You're about to be surprised because a lot of us are tired out here, especially the indigo children. They call us indigo children. Again, we're not children anymore, but we're tired because this has been happening for over 20 years for some of us, 30 years. Some of us almost 50 years, halfway to 50, 40 years. I'm hearing that song from Evanescence. Wake me up inside, save me from the nothing. I've been living a lie. Yeah, that's the Leo singing Wake Me Up from Evanescence. And they're showing me something significant with Halley's Comet. It's 30 appearances, first recording dated to 240 BC, and the next appearance is 2061. So you might want to go see how Halley's Comet is significant, because Halley's Comet is a snowy dirt ball composed of ice, dust, and rock with a very dark, low reflective surface. And it says it's been recorded in human history over 30 appearances. So the number 30 is significant to that. You'd have to go look up exactly what Halley's Comet means to you. But this is all going down if you've been having a lot of issues and just feel like you can't catch a break. For one, you're going through the karmic debt 13, which is success doesn't come easy. You may have had to struggle more than most and work really hard to attain your abundance, and also you're a chosen one, so your life wasn't meant to be easy, but you signed up for this contract because not every soul can handle this, but your soul can. Sometimes you feel like you want to give up, but then something comes through and you don't give up. But highly successful people have this karmic debt, especially people in business, arts, sports, and influencers. So it's important to just stick to a schedule and follow through and don't procrastinate, and make sure you have a clean environment and maintain order in your life, because I'm seeing that karmic balance. You're meant to be abundant this lifetime, but you're also meant to balance it, because you came here to break a lot of soul contracts and break a lot of karmic curses out here from past lives. So that's why it's like you're playing the video game and you have to start from humble beginnings, but you're about to blow up because you're finally balancing it. And so when God gives you a lot of money, you're not going to be like your greedy ancestors or the ones that you're dealing with now that have been stealing your money. And I'm hearing many are called, but few were chosen, and they're showing me Caesar and Brutus. And it's a karmic lesson in pride and trusting the right people, because Caesar trusted Brutus, and Brutus ended up, I saw 22 as I said this, Brutus killed Caesar. He literally stabbed him in the back on the Ides of March. Brutus was the jelly best friend that wanted what Caesar had. And what's funny is Brutus and Cassius lose and everything, and they end up dying and leave everything to Mark Antony, who drives the conspirators out of Rome. So you're about to have that kind of ending here happen. Like you're about to get some justice that's going to come through, because angels work through people. And if you've been seeing a blue jay, that's your spirit animal. Blue jays symbolize intelligence and curiosity. They are also representations of faithfulness, solidarity, courage, and protection. They also symbolize noise, mimicry, mischief, and changeability. So I feel like you especially have a masculine in spirit who's been coming through as a blue jay, as a symbol. So let me know how that resonates for you. And right now I'm seeing closing the gap. That's Snoop Dogg. It's like closing the gap is when you have friends up here, when you want to be up here, but you have friends up here and you have to close that gap. That's what you're doing right now. You've been cutting off people because not everybody can go with you because their hearts are karmic. When your heart's karmic, you're jealous. And a jealous heart is just what Brutus was and who took out Caesar. So I saw 24 right now. So right now you're closing out the gap and you're about to step into your calling, and you're about to have new friends, new opportunities, because God used you as a vessel for karma, and you were the answered prayer to those people. So it's like he brought you in to see what they would do with his and put you in plain sight. And so he even gave them another chance to clean up their act and do better this lifetime, and they still chose the wrong one. I'm seeing that movie Coco where she's like, "I give you my blessing, Miguel," and she's like, "No music," and he goes, "What does he do?" Right away, they all walk out of the office, and 5 seconds later, he's in there, got the guitar, because they literally, he's like, "Okay, don't do bad, don't steal." They're like, "Okay, I'm not going to," and then literally turned his back, and boom, they went and stole. So you were a vessel used for karma to get people hemmed up, basically, because they could have done right and they could have came with you. So if people aren't coming with you, wish them well, but don't sit there and feel bad because they did it to themselves. They had every chance to come with you, but they chose to go against you. So we reap what we sow, right? Every choice has consequences. Everybody got choices. E40. Everybody got choices. So let me know how this message resonates. I feel like some of y'all are about to go on some adventures here soon. I'm seeing archery, and I'm seeing that X marks the spot. So you're about to see the fruits of your labor. We're about to come up into harvest. Fall's all about harvest, especially if you're in the Midwest. You know that's when they take out the corn and everything. So you're about to hit a harvest. You're about to hit your fall harvest. So don't give up right now. And biggest thing is don't match energy right now. Don't match energy. Just wish people well and keep it moving because you are very divinely protected and doors are about to be open for you because you have chose the high road and you chose not to match energy and you chose to listen to your higher conscious instead of your pride. And for that, spirit is showing me you're about to get a new location. So don't miss the boat by being in anger or sadness. And I don't feel like if you're a chosen one at this point, I feel like you're like whatever, just it's like water on a duck's back. Just let it roll off because you're moving forward fearlessly. They're showing me that you're about to go new places that you couldn't go 3 years ago, 5 years ago, because you weren't ready for it, but now you are ready for it. And now nobody's going to be able to, I'm hearing unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. I don't need batteries today. So you're about to be unstoppable. Just keep going. And if it's not in alignment with you, just keep saying no and keeping your eye on the prize because it's about to pop up out of nowhere, beautiful souls, and you deserve it. You deserve to move forward and complete your mission. You're about to complete your mission and get rewarded for it. So let me know how this message resonates, beautiful soul. They want me to leave it off with this, that feel safe. You're very divinely protected. Show courage and integrity. Integrity is about doing the right thing even when nobody's looking, and that's why you're about to get the keys to the castle. So you don't have anything to worry about right now. Archangel Michael's with you. You're safe, you're protected, and you've done a good job. So your ancestors are rooting for you and they're thankful that you haven't given up because you're unlocking their karmic curses that they didn't have the bravery to stand up for. So love and light, beautiful souls. I hope you have a wonderful day.